Hello and welcome to Beards and Bangers, and today we are going to do a couple of things on the Micra. Number one, we're going to change her expansion tank, and number two, we're going to get out for a drive. So if you want to keep up to date with what's going on with the little Micra, then please hit that subscribe button and don't forget to hit the thumbs up while you're there. So let's get on with some work.
Welcome to Beards and Bangers.
So you'll have to excuse the noise of the BRM running behind me. Just getting some heat in it. So that, yeah, expansion tank, two bolts. I've done one already. Taken the battery out, and whilst we've done that, we'll have a look at routing this cold air feed. Yeah, one 10mm bolt there, one 10mm bolt there. Of course, I've pre-treated them with some Bulldog just to make sure they don't come out, but they come out really easy. So we'll, while we're here, we'll change the expansion tank. Before we do that, obviously clamp the hose off. We'll have a look at where this cold air feed can potentially route. So Project MGTF, really good comment from them about routing it sort of down under the battery cover, and there is space there to get to the front bumper and whatever's under there. We'll also give this a bit of a clean up, so we'll wire brush, bit of Genelite, and then some black spray paint, and yeah, just to make sure everything's nice. We can also see what's going on underneath there as well. So yeah, quite a good thing that the expansion tank is knackered, because it gives us a chance to look at some other stuff. So I'm conscious that I had everything on the GoPro on the GoPro on the tripod the other day, so I'll try and show you a little bit of working in detail. So let's get this off. I'll clamp the hose up in a sec, and then we can replace it. So the expansion tank's really just, as soon as you get the second bolt off, it just drops away, so it's really easy to get it out. And again, I'm not going to rush to put this back in. We'll just give it a bit of a clean in there. And what I will do is replace these with stainless steel. I'm pretty sure I've got this bolt and washer in my stainless steel drawer, so we'll have a little look for some of those. Yeah, it's just good, and maybe just get a bit of a Genelite or something in the holes as well, just to prevent rusting while we can get to stuff. So the expansion hose is clamped off, and then I've got this rather interesting clip. So that I'm going to try and get off, and then we're replacing that with a Jubilee clip, without doubt, because I do not like that one little bit. So bear with, I'm going to get that off camera, and we'll when we put the new expansion tank in, we'll put a proper Jubilee clip on there, because that'll be a lot better. So that's the expansion tank off. I'm not actually going to chuck that coolant away, because that is new antifreeze in there. Yeah, just manipulating this. That took a bit of effort, but that's really brittle. You can hear it cracking as I was gently pulling the hose off it. So but yeah, we'll keep that fluid, because we'll put that back in the new expansion tank. I was going to do a coolant flush, but I won't do that today. I'll do that another day, because I might just drain it, then fill it with water, then flush it by running it, rather than flushing it by shoving a hose into it. So we'll be a little bit more gentle, because it is an older radiator. But yeah, moving back to the car, so we can see, have a little bit of looking in there. It's pretty good. A little bit of surface rust in there, but that's had antifreeze and various other things spilt over it in its life. But yeah, we can definitely have a peek under this battery tray. You can't really appreciate it too well, but there's definitely space to run a cold air feed under here. So actually where it's pointing at the moment. So that's where we'll leave it. We're not going to do anything permanent, so we'll experiment before we cut anything or remove anything. But I'm going to actually point the cold air feed down there, rather than reattaching the old air feed, and we'll see how it runs. That's what we're going to do, just a bit of trial and error. Yeah, so luckily I've got the right bolts and washers in my little kit here, so we'll grab a couple of those, we'll grab a new expansion tank and get it fitted. So unbox the new expansion tank, make sure it looks the same, and make sure the holes line up, which they oh hello. Oh no, they do. It's my eyesight, dodgy eyesight. Okay, so we'll get this one fitted, and then we'll top it up. Yeah, so luckily I ordered two, because the first one I just showed you was too big, so it wouldn't actually clear the here on the bonnet. So let's offer this one up. Yeah, that's the correct one. So I've been sent a duff one. Right, we'll get this hose put in, and then we'll Jubilee clip that up. So more Jubilee clips. I'm gonna have to order another massive tray of these. Are they the same size, or are they? No, the same size. That's fine. Put the smallest one on. So it's gonna be the easiest way of accessing that. Yeah, that should work. I bet you had enough of my Jubilee clips in the last video. I just prefer them to these strange plastic pieces. Stainless steel Jubilee clip. There we are. Okay, so that's in place. We can remove our hose clamp like so. Get me bolts out of my pocket. Well, I promise you that's the last Jubilee clip in this video, because you must have had enough the other day when I was get these in finger tight. Right, so we'll use a socket. It'll be a bit easier to control it. I really can't see it. The light is poor, so it's not just my long-sightedness. Oh, even this one doesn't fit very well. Oh, there's a washer. Have I lost it? Let's get our washer. Right, so after much squinting and straining, I've managed to locate that one. So we'll just get the other one in now. What have I done with that? Nothing. That bolt and washer. So this is a lesson in buying genuine parts, because I've just gone for the cheapest. It wasn't actually the cheapest, but that's actually biting now. No, it's not. Yeah, I've gone for pattern parts and they're not as good. So there we are, a lesson. Gradually managed to get it in. It's pretty tight, but probably what I should do is actually drill that hole out a bit more, because that will say we don't want to put that new expansion tank on, then it cracks. So I've finally got these lined up with a bit of a nod to modernity by using a torch on the iPhone. We'll just nip these up bit by bit. Crack that new plastic, that's going in easily now, that's it. And that's one expansion tank fitted. Do this one now, just do it in dim and turn. Don't to be too precious. But I think, yeah, definitely a good spare to get is a genuine NISSAN expansion tank. I normally do. I normally try and buy genuine parts, but this did need an expansion tank on it quickly, mind you. Right, so we'll just get some of the old antifreeze. I'm going to flush the system in due course. I've got antifreeze all over my trainers. It's pretty murky, so yeah, definitely need a flush. There we are. So we'll just replace the cap on this. That's much better. At least we're not going to leak coolant now like we were, or evaporate coolant. I think it was leaking. It certainly wasn't getting hot. And there was definitely plenty of coolant in it because the heater inside the car was really toasty warm. But it should be even better now. Just check this while we're here. Well, that's got loads in it, so that's fine. So it hasn't lost too much. As I suspect, I said with this car before, it was sitting for a while and the coolant's just evaporated. So we're going to get the battery back on. I haven't got any stainless steel bolts. Now, one trick I learned the other day is when you replace the battery, make sure the car is locked, because otherwise the alarm goes off. So make sure we can get our negative earth strap. We can. Let's hook that in. I haven't got the right stainless steel nuts, to replace that, but we'll use the old ones for now. We might look at doing something nifty with the battery cover, because I like doing things that are nifty, as you can probably tell. Let's get the battery bolted down. That shouldn't go anywhere now. We're in do up mode, that's good. Make sure that's in. Yeah. In the right position. There. We'll whip shouting a bit to get the car fired up, just to get the water pumping back round. And hopefully the light is holding. Tight enough, that's good. Yes, I don't know whether it's because it's got an aftermarket alarm, but certainly I'll get some grease on those. Certainly this one, when you reconnect the battery, it makes some clips if the car's unlocked, and then you get in the car without the alarm going off, start the car, and the alarm goes off when you start the car, which is unusual. Let's get this tightened up. Too tight because the battery's coming off again. And there we are. Make sure we get all our tools so nothing drops anywhere it shouldn't. So we'll give her a fire up, and then yeah, we'll pick this video up again in daylight. So yeah, Kid Face has got a flat tyre. Not completely flat, but we need to sort that out. So I've got this off Amazon. It's a digital tyre inflator. 30 odd quid, so we'll get some air in, see if it holds, and if necessary we'll go to the purveyor of tyres, which is always fun because it costs a lot of money, even budget tyres these days. Yes, we were down at 7 psi, so I think that's quite low, so we'll get it pumped up to 32, see if it holds, and then we'll take her for a little drive and get some footage of that for you guys. Yeah, so it seems to be working okay, but it's draining the battery really quickly. So I reckon the advertising on Amazon said it will fill 5 car tyres, but I think it might be struggling with that. Well, this one's particularly flat, so if you're just topping up, you'll probably be all right. But I'm not endorsing or recommending this brand in any way. I'm not sponsored by this brand. It's just a solution that I needed, and it was available to be, you know, this next day delivery thing. So yeah, hopefully it'll get enough air in this tyre for us to get to the tyre place, which I suspect we're going to need to do. Right, so we're up to 32 psi. We'll give it a little run and get to the tyre place, get this tyre checked, because I can't see anything obviously wrong. And then we shall shoot some footage of it being driven. First time I'll be showing you this since the exhaust induction kit's been done. You've seen the expansion tank being done, so let's get out and give her a drive. I did actually move her yesterday, and well, that's better. There goes my reversing sensor. Bit of a squeak when the power steering's on full lock, so let's have a little look at that. Right, so let's get to the tyre place. Well, that does feel better just having some air in it. I think that's been going down for a while, because I think my video when I took it for a drive before any modifications. Oh, can you hear that? I said the steering felt a bit funny, and that's definitely a lot lighter. So we'll find a tyre place that can see me straight away, and then we will get out and do a proper drive in a minute. Just been to the tyre place. I mean, they can't see me properly, but he's had a quick look. He thinks it may be a slow caused by the alloy, so it could be a case of getting the alloys refurbished. Another set of alloys refurbished. That'll be 3 in 12 months. But yeah, the car's definitely handling better. Having just pumped that up, I think it was only noticeable the last couple of days, so it is a proper slow puncture. But we're going to get out, give it a bit of a drive. First, I've taken it out for little drives, and we'll just take it for a bit of an extended drive. Won't go too far in case we run into any problems. How does it feel so far? The exhaust, the bumper does need trimming. That's got to be done. But the response seems to be a lot better. It's definitely more urgent. I've not really been able to properly open her up yet. Now, when I first got the car, it was the power was going above 40 miles an hour, so 40-45 miles an hour. It was really struggling to get above that, and that was down to the air clean, the actual air filter, because as you saw in one of my previous videos, that was clogged, and on these Micras, the 1 litres especially, that will really affect performance. So we've now got a free flow of air. Oh, we've got a flood. That's not good when you've got a downward facing induction kit. We'll go through that very carefully so we don't suck water into the engine. Come on, kitten face, don't want any problems on your first major trip out. That exhaust is lovely, and this car is pulling away so much better. We're actually up to 60, and it's not rapid, but we're talking modest gains in bhp here. It will be interesting to get this car on a dyno and see what it actually is doing. I'm not doing that. I'm trying to get 120 brake horsepower out of this thing. It's not going to do it. It's just getting it a little bit perkier. And it certainly seems it. better. So just come out of a roundabout in second, and that's really revved up really nicely. We're sitting at 60 now, it's not labouring. I'm quite pleased with that so far, and it doesn't seem to be running too lean at higher RPM, so we'll run it a bit longer on the original fuel regulator, then we'll try the Bosch 4-bar, and if that's too much, then we might well invest in an adjustable fuel regulator. But yeah, this is just cruising along really nicely. It's probably not a car I'm going to take up and down the motorway. That's what the 190's for. Just pottering around, maybe a few local meets. This is absolutely ideal. We're going to go back into this flood now, so I'm going to stop filming and just carefully navigate the flood that a lorry has decided to stop in. I do hope that hasn't stopped completely. Jobs to be done then on the Micra. Keep driving it, just see how we get on with the induction kit and the fueling. Need to get the bumper trimmed, so that's got to be done. Going to do coolant flush as well, because that's unknown. Don't know how long that's been in there. So we'll use some Forte coolant flush on that. I love Forte stuff. So that's that. The auxiliary belts need tightening because they're in good condition, but they're squeaking a bit. So power steering on full lock, that's making a bit of a chatter. And the alternator belt's just squeaking slightly. So yeah, a couple of bits to do, but we'll continue this project. Face home, and that'll be it for a while on Kid and Face, because I just need to do some work on the BRM. So my next video is going to be some reflections and a decision on the BRM. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for support and guidance on these videos. I will see you again soon on the next instalment of Beards and Bangers. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.